So we've talked about the narcissist behaviours, personalities, emotionally immature personalities, and the effects it can have and how it shows up in relationships. But as the victim, for want of a better word, how do we enable? How does the people around or the person in the relationship with that behaviour enable this to continue? So we enable a narcissist by absorbing the consequences of their toxic actions, shielding them from accountability and validating their distorted version of reality. Enabling behaviours acts as a buffer that keeps the narcissist's world running smoothly while shifting the psychological burden onto everyone else. Key ways we enable a narcissist or a narcissist's behaviour: making excuses for them, rationalising the cruelty, absences, or explosive outbursts by blaming external stresses like work, fatigue, or a difficult childhood. Apologising on their behalf, cleaning up their social messes and smoothing over conflicts to preserve the peace. This removes their need to self-reflect or apologise. Minimising the abuse, downplaying harmful behaviour to yourself or others with dangerous rationalisations. Common phrases include, "That's just how they are," or "They didn't mean it. I didn't mean what I said. I didn't mean what I did. I didn't think about." It's excuses. Sustaining poor boundaries, tolerating continuous disrespect, changing your personal plans, or abandoning your own values just to avoid a fight. And this continuous disrespect, this is one of the main things we put up, because when you love someone, sometimes the things you'll put up with is you just wouldn't in any other situation. Don't put up with it. I'm saying that from a woman who did. Sometimes it depends on who it is. It could be partner, could be children, could be parents, could be whatever. And you're putting up in the hope of things changing, in the hope of them seeing the light, the seeing the truth. But they don't. Participating in smear campaigns, actively or passively agreeing with the narcissist when they target a victim, taking their side just to keep the peace with them, that enables them to carry out these attacks. So this enables them to carry that on, and they are referred to as flying monkeys. All these people who enable the narcissist are their flying monkeys. They're at the beck and call, really. They're just agreeing with them to keep the peace with that person for whatever reason. Enforcing forced forgiveness, pressuring victims to move on or forgive the narcissist without demanding any change in behaviour or real accountability. This is silly. That's how that makes things look really little. This is silly. Oh gosh, what you did to me was not silly, my love. It was not silly. It was soul and heart destroying. It had me on the floor. But to that narcissistic personality behaviour, it was silly. And this is another way they don't take your feelings or anything into account. Gaslighting the victim, doubting or outright denying another person's traumatic experience with the narcissist. This often causes the victim to doubt their own sanity. So people around that person are doubting because this person has it. It's the way they control people. Why do we become enablers? Enabling rarely stems from malice. Instead, it's frequently driven by specific psychological and situational traps. Fear of retaliation. People often comply with the narcissist's demands simply to protect themselves from narcissistic rage, emotional withdrawal, or financial coercion, for example. The peacekeeper trap. Many well-meaning empaths naturally try to resolve tension by giving unconditional love, mistakenly believing that compassion can fix the narcissist's deep-seated dysfunction. And I know it cannot. I've tried. Sunk cost and denial, accepting that a loved one is highly toxic, means facing an incredibly painful reality. People enable because keeping up the illusion is easier than changing the relationship dynamic. And literally, folks, that's what we do. We don't realise we're keeping up an illusion, but we love the person so much. We're wanting to see all the good things. We want all that to come out. And to face the truth of that's not going to change and this is who they are is painful. It really is. But we have to face it. And sometimes that can take years. It can take absolute years. Sometimes it can take a specific thing of importance that's drastic or, traumatic to you or whatever, that makes you realise the point. So how to stop the cycle? You must break the pattern of protection. Learn to protect your peace. You can learn to protect your peace by using neutral phrases to disarm manipulation. Not attack back. Try to use neutral ways. Let the narcissist experience the natural, social, financial, or personal consequences of their own actions. If the cycle cannot be broken safely, the healthiest choice is often to disengage entirely and walk away. And as we know, it doesn't matter which way you speak to it. They say the best thing is to try not to be, don't accuse them, don't call them, don't be in a rage. Try to have a proper communication, conversation. Explain how you're feeling, regarding what they've said or what they've done. But the simple fact that your feelings don't matter, it's them, and they'll always be on the defensive. You don't listen anyway, so there's no real way you can get through. None. If you're lucky, you might get them to a psychologist or something, if we're lucky. But again, they really look at themselves as the problem. Everybody else is. They know they are the problem, but they can't take that mask off. Don't enable. You're not helping the person grow. You're not helping the person. A person won't face up to reality until it's shown to them. And if we keep enabling this type of behaviour, we're allowing that to happen. What we're saying is, this is okay. You can carry on being this way. You can carry on acting this way. They're not just acting and being that way with you. They're doing it to other people. And other people might not see that because it could be behind the scenes. So don't be the enabler, folks.